Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining us. We're all really excited to share some of the amazing solutions and content we've created for this webinar, which is going to help you avoid the 6 most common and costly mistakes that logistics providers make. We're also going to be discussing why these mistakes are so terrible and how they weaken commercial sustainability. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. So as usual, before we start, let's go over a couple of housekeeping rules that'll make this webinar even better. First off, you and everyone else walks away with a prize today, and that is your very own recording of this webinar. We're very generous here at Magaya. And secondly, go ahead and send us your questions through the Q&A panel once we get to the end of the webinar. Not the chat, we won't be able to answer them live that way, but sometimes we get a lot of questions. So if we're unable to go ahead and see them in the Q&A panel, or I'm sorry, in the chat panel, we won't be able to answer them for you, and that's a loss for everyone. So let's go ahead and let's talk today about today's speakers or presenters. My name is Alfred, and I'm going to be your host and moderator for today's webinar. And joining me today is the incomparable Allison Wilson. She is the Senior Solution Specialist for Magaya Rate Management and Digital Freight Portal. And she has been in the logistics industry for 5 or more years and is passionate about building relationships with customers and helping them find solutions to their problems. Allison lives in Kansas City and is quite possibly one of the coolest people I've ever met. So go ahead, say hi, Allison.
Hi, Alfred. You're too kind.
Oh, no worries. She also did not pay me to say that. I actually really like Allison. We also have Gus with us today. Gus is also incredible. He has a ton of experience with Magaya under his belt. He's a huge problem solver, which makes him perfect for the role he's in as Senior Solution Specialist as well. And if you got a tough problem, Gus is your man. He's also one of the best singers I've ever met. So go ahead and say hello, Gus.
Hi, Alfred. Hi, everybody.
All right. Okay, so enough with the introductions. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Surprise. We like to make our webinars interactive, so this one's going to be a little bit different. We're going to start off with a poll question. So before we start, tell us, how have your operations struggled to keep up with demand in the last few years? So there's a couple of options that you're going to see pop up on your screen. The first one is lack of adequate technology is holding you back from being more productive. B, you have lack of customer visibility makes it hard to keep up with customer expectations, which we all know are extremely high. C, inability to invoice or collect payments on time is hurting your cash flow. Or D, no struggles here. We are operating at full speed. In that case, please tell us who you are so we can add you to the presenters list. We want to know who you are. So go ahead and you should see that poll pop up on your screen any second now. Oh, that's nice. We had a little hold music this time around. So again, this is your opportunity. Go ahead and just to start us off on the right energy, tell us, what's the biggest struggle that you've had? And we're going to give you a second and then we'll show the results and then we'll dive right into it. I don't know who picked this hold music, but it's fantastic. 10 out of 10. All right, I think we've gotten a few answers. Let's go ahead and let's see here what we've got. All right, so first place was lack of adequate technology is holding us from being more productive. That's great. You're in the right area. We're glad to have you during this webinar. And it's actually followed by lack of customer visibility, which is huge, especially considering how high customer expectations are. Fantastic. Thank you all for answering that poll question. So let's go ahead and let's do a quick recap when it comes to the state of the industry right now. Now, we've seen that the growth of the freight forwarding market is driven by 2 main factors. One is the increasing demand for integrated transport services, and 2 is the growth of international trade, which has seen a huge boom in recent years. And you're probably wondering, well, what's creating this boom? Well, simple. It's the expansion of joint trade agreements around the world between countries and the role of freight forwarding as a provider of integrated services to trading customers. That's the main reasons. The adoption of digital solutions and all the advancements that we've seen in tech in this space are also a huge factor. So here at Magaya, we've seen freight forwarders unfortunately flop and others rise to the occasion. What's the difference between the two? What's the main differentiator? Well, the plainest way that we can say it is the successful freight forwarders adopt technology to their advantage. They really leverage technology to make sure that their operations are streamlined and to provide more efficient, cost-effective services, some of which include shipment tracking software, automated customs clearance, real-time updates to customers, and a lot more. So next slide is going to actually show a statistic that's pretty eye-opening. And when we were doing our research for this webinar, we were all kind of taken aback by it. Edge research study showed that 15% of respondents in the logistics sector admitted that manual processes are holding them back. I mean, it's pretty logical if you think about it. If your processes are manual, you know what's going to happen. Your ability to scale and handle more transaction volume goes down the drain. It's the you can only squeeze so much juice out of an orange kind of scenario. What's even worse is that your smallest, tiniest operational mistake is going to cost you. And it's costing you about $91 per shipment. And that's money out of your pocket. And we don't like that at Magaya. So I'll give you an example. Say that you have Freddie Freight who's entering information all day long. Guess what? No matter how perfect Freddie is, he can and will eventually make a mistake, which in turn creates friction for your customer and wastes valuable time and money to fix, to be honest. Time is money. You know it. We know it. Everyone knows it. So these types of mistakes in a single shipment can increase your day-to-day operational costs. But you're not dealing with a single shipment. You're actually dealing with a bunch of them. So these mistakes and fees eventually compound and add up, and over time, they're cutting into your bottom line. So let's take a look at some of the common mistakes that freight forwarders make that can be easily avoided. So we have 6 of them on screen right now. Research has shown that the common mistakes that freight forwarders make are often not associated with external factors, which we know can vary and change day to day all the time. And it's chaotic out there, but rather internal shortcomings, stuff that you can really control. And if you fix or you avoid these mistakes, that really is going to guarantee your long-term success. For example, let's start with number 1, having unclear business plan. 2, not prioritizing customer service. That's a big one. 3, not properly managing and tracking your inventory. 4, staying behind on industry trends. 5, not leveraging technology. That's even bigger. And you guys are aware of it. You shared it in the poll. And then 6 is poorly managing finances. So we're going to do a quick deep dive into these mistakes as we go along. And then you're going to see, as we're shedding light on each one of these, that cumbersome manual processes and the failure to automate or digitize your operations are often the main culprits. So let's get started with number 1. This is mistake numero uno, which is not having a clear business plan. So you've heard the expression, failing to plan is planning to fail. And that's especially true in freight forwarding, considering that the business consists of planning each step of the transportation and cargo management process. When people start a freight forwarding business, they often don't give enough thought to the business model and neglect to design a comprehensive business plan. You're just trying to get your business off the ground. You don't really have the forethought to think about it. But not having a clear business plan is totally shooting yourself in the foot and puts your business in doubt. On the other hand, having a clear business plan provides a vision for the business and maps its target market segments and prioritizes customers, identifies key differentiators between you and your competitors, as well as sets realistic goals. So it's super important. Business plans are essentially the framework or the infrastructure that makes a business operate successfully. Now let's move on to number 2, not prioritizing customer service. Let me say this one more time. And every time that I have one of these webinars, I keep saying it over and over and over again. Freight forwarding is totally a customer-oriented business. Not having good customer service is like driving a Maserati down a dead-end street. It's not going anywhere. It's so important to have outstanding customer service, yet it's such a basic mistake that many new freight forwarders make. Remember, the essence of logistics is helping your customer's business by providing them the best in-class level of service to meet and even exceed their customers' requirements. And trust me, we're going to show you how to do that. Also, the kind of market that most customers have right now is purely transactional. They have that transactional mindset. So having exceptional customer service is pretty much the best way to establish their loyalty and safeguard their repeat business, which is essentially how we keep the lights on in a freight forwarding world. Most of the times, customers will also pick better customer service over saving money. And we've seen that time and time again. Moving on to number 3. So inventory management is crucial to a freight forwarding business, yet it's often overlooked. So when your inventory is not properly managed and tracked, freight forwarders cannot guarantee that their customer is going to receive their full shipment on time and without errors. And that's the quickest way to upset one of your customers. And this kind of ties in back to customer service, which was point number 2 as well. It's super important to manage and track your inventory. And number 4, let's keep going. So not keeping up with industry trends. This is a big one. And we're not talking about low-rise jeans from the 90s, like God forbid those ever come back, but the trends within the logistics and supply chain world. You have to keep up with them, and they're ever changing. Listen, we get it. Sometimes we're so focused on the day-to-day aspects of the business that you miss the larger picture. So you're not seeing the forest for the trees. The supply chain is dynamic. It's constantly evolving. It's a beast with a ton of factors that include, again, internal and external. So you have your geopolitical developments, your macro level economics, product shortages, and more. And you have to deal with that day to day. But by keeping up to date on the latest trends and the best practices, freight forwarders can help themselves to better serve a customer and quickly respond to market changes, including congestion and delays at destination and equipment shortages, which run rampant all the time. If you're informed, forwarders can suggest innovative multimodal products and routings to incorporate technology to improve efficiency. So in recent years, we've seen this trend where freight forwarders have started relying on advanced technological solutions that offer a range of functionality, such as immediate quoting functionality, that's big, real-time visibility, that's also big, and shipment status. Those used to be a nice to have, but not really a determining factor when selecting a freight forwarder. Guess what? We're in the age where now these are no longer nice to haves. They are a must have. And we're seeing that trend, especially with customers nowadays. Moving on to number 5, and this one's my personal favorite one, which is not leveraging technology. Now, these past few years, we've seen such an incredible advancement in terms of technology for the freight forwarding industry. It's insane. It's great. Now we have access to software solutions that incorporate sophisticated algorithms, cutting-edge technology, stuff that didn't exist maybe 5-10 years ago. But this new world of freight tech addresses old needs and problems of freight forwarders by offering tools for rate management, quoting, milestone alerts, real-time visibility, shipment statuses, analytics, all that, everything in the kitchen sink. But by leveraging software solutions, forwarders can once again increase their efficiency, provide next level customer service, which is the name of the game, and more importantly, competitively differentiate themselves and enhance their product offerings. How are you standing out amongst your peers? It also increases the chances of their business being successful and decreasing errors, which we all learned errors cost money. And then last, we have number 6, which is poorly managing finances. And this one hits pretty close to home, am I right? I'm pretty sure that I have a debt collector or 2 inside of the audience. But seriously, though, a lot of forwarders have operational wisdom and they have the intelligence and they know what they're doing when it comes to their day-to-day operations. But sometimes they lack the financial expertise that is needed in a business to properly manage their finances or their cash flows. That turns into a huge problem very quickly. When there's shortages of funds, for example, to finance daily operations, it's like a domino effect that ultimately impacts the financial capacity of the business, which in turn balloons your expenses, which in turn exceeds your budget levels, and could ultimately lead to you not being able to pay your debts within the agreed upon credit period. It's a house of cards. You definitely don't want to go down this road. This is quite possibly the biggest mistake to sink your business. So now we've reached the end of the doom and gloom. I promised. It's the midway point, and I'm honestly a little out of breath. So let's go ahead and let's pause for a moment and hear what you have to say. And have you made any of these mistakes in the past? We just went over the 6 of them: having unclear business plans, not prioritizing customer service, not managing or tracking inventory, not keeping up with industry trends, not leveraging technology, or poorly managing finances. This is where you can go ahead and tell us if you've ever struggled with any of these, and we're going to go ahead and share this with you. All right, let's see. So have any of you made any of these mistakes in the past? And it seems like we have a tie for first place, which is fantastic. It's 1, having unclear business plans, and 2, not keeping up with industry trends. Actually, that's my mistake. There was a clear first place, which is not leveraging technology. I didn't see that one, but that's a whopping 67%. Perfect. So not leveraging technology. We're a technology company. I think that we can help. Let's move on. So this is the reason why you signed up. Let's go ahead and let's get excited. This is how we can go ahead and offer solutions. So at Magaya, we understand. We know that as a freight forwarder, you wear a lot of hats. Trust us. You need to possess a unique combination of soft skills, hard knowledge, industry-specific expertise to be successful. You should also be aware of regulations and jurisdictions, as well as have extensive understanding of the commercial environment, operational practicalities, financial aspects of the business. And as if that wasn't enough, you also need to understand your customer's business model, supply chain, and codependencies to offer them the best solution. That's exhausting. I'm exhausted just reading off of it. And we know that that's why we've come up with these all these solutions to help you get a grip on your daily operations and hopefully manage to get some of those hats off so you can enjoy your day. So number 1, effectively managing your shipments. Now, in order to achieve the goals you set in your business plan, you need to effectively manage your shipments. Luckily, Magaya software provides various shipment management tools that help with this. This software we offer modules for cargo tracking, invoicing, accounting, and inventory management, among other things. And they can help you manage your shipments, track your finances, analyze business data so that you have a clear understanding of your operations, kind of like that 30,000 foot view. And you can make informed decisions because, again, data nowadays is king. If you don't have the data to back it up, then what are you doing? And once you have that data, you can set achievable goals for growth and success. So I think that everyone's a little bit tired of hearing me speak. So I'm going to bring the expert in, and that's Gus. Gus, can you show us how the Magaya digital freight platform can help with managing shipments?
Sure, Alfred, my pleasure. So let's start with how Magaya will help you. Magaya Supply Chain will act as your system of record and will give you a control tower for visibility over your shipments and workflows. We have all modes, incoming and outgoing for domestic, imports and exports for internationals. And for the imports, we can take care of them with our Magaya Customs Compliance solution. Also, it comes out of the box with hundreds of industry standard shipping documents that are populated directly from the data fields in our Magaya supply chain. Users can design their own with our integrated document designer, even using JavaScript code for complex logic features. The Magaya network allows users to share and exchange shipments and other transactions digitally. between agents using Magaya. For example, an export shipment sent over the network from the origin database converts to an import shipment in the destination with all the documentation and charges attached, keeping statuses updated in both Magaya instances.
Nice.
Next is the Magaya WMS, where warehouse and shipping operations are built into the same system, not an integration to separate WMS product. In Magaya supply chain, you can build your shipment in a very flexible way from the cargo you have on hand or on truck inland. Our integrated platform with Magaya Customs Compliance is powerful for foreign trade zones who have to manage US Customs reporting, inventory, and shipping. There is also, in my opinion, the most important part of this is the accounting component in Magaya supply chain. It connects to any ERP for companies that have financial system of record already in place. But for those that don't have a system, our built-in one will work just fine. Next, we have a PO management built in, taking that visibility down to the line item level of the shipment, so the customer doesn't need to look for discrepancies in their orders offline or in a separate system. And of course, our visibility. Tracking and digital customer service area is where our digital freight portal comes in. Two aspects that we are focusing on here is the digitization of freight forwarding. Providing a clean and simple workflow for the customer, the shipper usually, for searching rates as well as schedules to place a booking directly into the digital freight portal. And then providing an end-to-end tracking data that comes from Magaya, including door, terminal, rail, etc. What do you think about this, Alfred?
That's actually pretty cool, Gus. But I did want to piggyback off of something because it's a single bullet point. It's right smack dab in front of everyone's screen right now. And it's so important. Right underneath the shipment tab, do you see that third bullet point down? That's cargo insurance. Now, a lot of people may not know this, but before I joined this whirlwind world of marketing, my previous role with Magaya was in the insurance department, and which we all know is clearly the sexiest industry out there. Allison, did you know that about me, that I was in insurance before?
I did not, Alfred.
Well, there you go. You learn something new every day. But Magaya insurance is so important, and cargo insurance especially is often overlooked when managing shipments, but it's super important because if you're transporting customers' cargo and that container ends up at the bottom of the Pacific, guess who they're coming after? And all it takes is just one bad accident to put a business under. Not to mention that all these policies also include other stipulations and provisions for like general average losses, which is a whole other ballgame. Nothing will upset a freight forwarder more than them not being able to get their cargo off because another container suffered a loss. And, you know, we have general average built into these policies, but I just wanted to point it out, Gus, because that was really thorough. But cargo insurance, you know, I'm an insurance guy still at heart. I have a lot of love for Magaya insurance there. But thank you for that info. It's really insightful. Let's move on to point number 2, which is focus on shipment planning. So apart from managing your shipments, you can also strengthen your relationship with cargo owner customers by working together to assist them with their shipment planning, which is important. When you work closely with a carrier to set freight allocation incentives, those can ultimately help you negotiate lower terms and secure space aboard their vessel. Allison, I know that you're all about the allocation life. Can you explain to these nice folks how Magaya can help better plan their shipments?
Of course, Alfred. So by offering digital information for detention and demurrage charges and free time for global origins and destinations, forwarders that use the Magaya rate management can provide added value. It helps to better facilitate supply chain planning, advanced cost management, and greater flexibility for customers. And then Magaya Rate Management also offers a comprehensive database of surcharges, which includes detention and demurrage, free time guidelines for the world's top ocean carriers, and hundreds of major global ports. Visibility to these costs and defined free time provide a potential pathway to avoid any unnecessary charges. Also, keeping up with the carrier allocation commitments and tracking progress toward achieving incentives is more important now than ever. Using spreadsheets and manual processes to keep track of these commitments is not ideal, especially in 2023.
Exactly.
So with Magaya's rate management, freight allocation, and incentive management feature, which we refer to as FAME, you can ditch the spreadsheets and manage your freight allocations in the same place as your shipments. This in turn will save time and eliminate the errors that can potentially slip between the cracks with any manual data management.
By the way, I love the acronym. I just realized right now it is FAME.
Freight allocation and incentive management.
Nice. Thank you, Allison. All right. So let's move on to point number 3, which is improving the customer experience. Welcome to 2023 and beyond, where your customers are frankly expecting a white glove experience from their forwarders. That means that you need to say goodbye to long emails, phone calls, and fax communications. And I'm specifically talking to the one person in 2023 that still owns a fax. But by improving the customer experience, you help yourself and your business compete at a higher level, and it helps you build a strong relationship and gain loyalty with your customers. Allison, we were just talking right now, but I'm coming right back to you. How can Magaya help freight forwarders differentiate themselves from their competitors to win more business, specifically when it comes to improving the customer experience? Because that's important.
Yes, absolutely. So all of those people in the first poll that mentioned having issues with customer visibility, this is for you. And it all starts with a white label customizable portal that will not only delight your customers, but will also save you time while elevating your brand image. And that starts with our easy report builder that enables customers to build, download, and even schedule their own reports for all transactions with you directly from your online portal, giving them priceless information and control. This also allows them to have this data at their fingertips and not have to ask you for these reports every single week. They can do it themselves. Customers can also book their shipments based on a custom quote that you've created for them, as well as create purchase orders online. Even shipments can easily be created from POs. Plus, your customers can turn a schedule or quote or PO into a booking in seconds. And lastly, customers can manage their tracking and shipments through a collaborative interface where the milestones and events can be updated automatically, keeping all stakeholders informed at all times. So again, they won't have to call you and say, hey, where's my shipment? They can see the latest status in the portal.
Beautiful.
And then yes, definitely. By having all customer information and shipment details in one central location, freight forwarders can easily access the information they need to provide exceptional customer service, respond to customer inquiries quickly, and resolve any issues that may arise. Additionally, Magaya software solutions can help freight forwarders digitize their operations, enabling them to stay organized, prioritize their tasks, and deliver high-quality customer service in a timely manner.
That's fantastic. I mean, Allison, as soon as someone says personalized and customized, I get goosebumps. I wish that you could see right now. Goosebumps. We love to see it. All right. So moving on to point number 4, which is faster quotes. Going digital helps freight forwarders generate quotes faster, and it gives them some extra time back in the day, and we can all use that. So Magaya provides detailed quotations from an application in a single click without the need to contact different companies or shippers by leveraging a transparent pricing system that simplifies rate comparison to help deliver the best offer. Now, Allison, in the last slide, you touched briefly upon rate management, but let's go ahead and let's dive a little bit deeper. So how does it enable faster quoting?
Well, once the rates are populated with the Magaya rate management solution, quotes can then be transformed into bookings, pickup orders, warehouse receipts, shipments, and even invoices in the Magaya digital freight portal, which ensures a single source of truth. So by letting your customers quote online, you elevate your customer experience while lowering your cost of sales, saving time for both you and your customer and your sales staff by letting customers do that data entry work and get quotes themselves, create reports themselves, and view shipment visibility themselves.
That's fantastic. I mean, you are essentially having the customer do the data entry work that's probably taking your employees a ton of time. And anytime I can pawn off some work on someone else, that is a win in my books. Am I right? Okay, so now let's take a look at properly managing and tracking inventory, which is point number 5. We're just missing these two. Now, wouldn't it be great if you could meet your customers' needs for real-time visibility into what their stock levels are? Well, by enabling your customers to make informed decisions about ordering and shipping with tools for managing purchasing, sales, and logistics, you'd provide much added value and essentially help streamline the supply chain process, which is a win for everyone. So, Allison, I'm going back to you all this time. How does Magaya help facilitate proper management and tracking of inventory, which is huge?
Well, Alfred, the digital freight portal can also do that. And that's where freight forwarders can accurately track inventory levels, minimize stockouts, and reduce the risk of overstocking. It allows businesses to monitor the entire supply chain from suppliers to customers, ensuring effective and efficient management of inventory. The Magaya Digital Freight Portal gives your customers the convenience of having all key documents and photos in one place. And plus, with the 24/7 self-service access, they are kept informed about inventory, again, warehouse receipts, cargo releases, pickup orders, shipments, and more without having to pick up a phone or send an email, which saves you both a lot of time. And they can even receive instant notifications on the go with real-time tracking in the LiveTrack mobile app by Magaya that works with the Digital Freight Portal.
Cool. All right.
The Digital Freight Portal does a lot.
I can see that. So that being said, what about people who have warehouses on top of that as well? Because everything with the digital freight portal, I'm assuming, happens once it's out of the warehouse. But what do you have for inside the warehouse? Well, I think Flow
Well,
WMS is the one, right?
that is correct, Alfred. I would like to add that Flow WMS by Magaya, our mobile warehouse management app designed for Android and iOS, dramatically increases warehouse productivity with real-time visibility and functionality needed for efficient warehouse operations, including inventory management and fast receiving, picking, and loading. Then all the warehousing data in these two fully integrated products is synced back to Magaya supply chain, giving teams greater accuracy and visibility to make better decisions across the board.
Super. Thank you, Gus. Thank you, Allison. All right, so let's go to last but not least, number 6, because we definitely want to save some time so we can get some questions. We're almost done providing the solutions. And number 6 is how to properly manage finances. So effective management of finances should be practiced so that payments are received well in time. Cash flows are healthy. That's the lifeblood of your business. Accounts are kept accurate and expenses are booked correctly and remain within initial budgets, because budgeting is the name of the game. So Gus, I'm going back to you on this one. Why don't you take this one and show us how Magaya can help with managing finances?
Here, Alfred. No problem. Well, first of all, you can create a budget and track your expenses. This will give you a clear view of your financial situation at all times. Second, you can create invoices and track payments in Magaya supply chains. This way, all your financial transactions are recorded in one place. You can quickly identify and take care of any financial issues with real-time tracking of your expenses. With integrations to other financial softwares, such as QuickBooks Online or Peachtree, you can easily import financial data and streamline your accounting processes. Plus, we also have an integration with Beam, a payment platform that provides secure global payment service, accepts 80+ currencies, instantly deposits funds into your account, and has real-time payment tracking and enables you to bypass fees and currency exchange rates. Your customers can make payments online with a click of a button using Beam directly from the Magaya Digital Freight Portal. Then those payments are automatically linked to the invoice in Magaya supply chain. And last but not least, Magaya offers a range of financial reports such as cash flow statements, profit and loss reports, balance sheets, past due invoices per customer that can be automated to be sent internally or directly to your customers. Which can help you stay on top of your finances and make more informed decisions.
Honestly, that's such a blessing because I am absolutely terrible when it comes to money. So I'm happy to hear that at least Magaya has it down packed with this portion of the software. All right, so we reached the end of our 6 solutions. Thank you, Gus. Thank you, Allison, for all the great info. we're going to have one more quick poll. So based on the tips that we've just presented to you, 6 of them in total, which one do you think that will provide your business with the quickest wins? And we're always looking for that. We're looking for quick wins. So searching and comparing rates, managing allocation commitments, and preparing winning quotes. B, improving the customer experience with 24/7 self-service visibility. That's a big one. C, optimizing shipments. D, managing inventory, leveraging a WMS mobile app and accessing real-time inventory visibility. Or last but not least, leveraging integrated accounting, invoicing, and online payments for better cash flow management. Let's go ahead and let's hear from you. All right, we're waiting a few more seconds to get those results. Perfect. Okay, so let's see what the number one was. Number one, and I promise I'll go ahead and I'll read it right this time. So 53% searching and comparing rates, managing allocation commitments, and preparing winning quotes. I think that was yours, Allison, wasn't it? Was it Fame?
Yep, Fame and Magaya Rate Management.
Nice. Fame for the winning combination. Okay, so let's go ahead. We have one survey. It's not a poll. This one is anonymous, so you don't have to worry about the results. Are you interested in learning more about Magaya and how we can help your business? Yes, go ahead and contact me at this time, or no, not at this time. Once we get these results, we'll go into the Q&A portion, and then you can hit us with all the questions. All right, let's give it one more second and then we'll move on. Okay, perfect. So now that we got the survey, let's go ahead and let's open up the floor for any questions. I think we already have one, and it's from Bianca. Bianca, we're going to answer your question live. So, oh, it's not even a question. It's a statement. Looks like Magaya solves your day-to-day issues. A lifesaver. Yes, we love to hear that, Bianca. We really appreciate it. We say that Magaya can do everything for anyone in freight forwarding. So it's great to see it. Thank you again. Oh, we have one that just came in right now. That's for Gus. Do I need Magaya supply chain to use the Magaya digital freight portal? That's a good question.
Great question, Alfred. Actually, the answer is no. The Magaya digital freight portal can be used with the TMS, ERP, or another end system of your choice, thanks to its API-driven agnostic connectivity approach. That means we have an open API and we can connect to any other software.
Well, you heard it here, folks. You do not need the DFP. I'm sorry, you don't need Magaya supply chain in order to use the DFP. Fantastic.
Correct.
Thank you, Gus. All right, opening up. We have another one here, and I think this one's probably going to be geared towards Allison because it's about rate management. It says, what modes does the rate management system handle? Allison, is that one you?
Yeah, the Magaya Rate Management handles all modes. So your ocean, air, and ground can all be managed, searched, compared, quoted through the rate management system.
Fantastic. All right. We love to see it. Air, ocean, and ground. Okay, this one's actually for you as well, Allison, the one that just came in. In order for your customer to see your quotes, in order for the customer to see your quotes, do they see the quotes on Magaya, or you need to load the rates in the digital portal?
Yeah, so actually the rates are uploaded through Magaya Rate Management. And then those rates are fed into the digital freight portal with whatever markup you would apply to your customer. So the customer is seeing the buy rate in the digital freight portal, and those rates in the digital freight portal are coming from Magaya Rate Management.
Fantastic. Okay. Very good. This one, how are the systems integrated? So this one's kind of up in the air. Anyone can take it, either Gus or Allison.
I can do it, Alfred. Is that okay with you, Allison?
Yeah, go ahead, Gus.
Perfect. Well, this is a great question. The whole idea of our systems being integrated is our rate management solution will push quotes to our Magaya supply chain and rates to the digital freight portal. DFP pushes bookings requests into Magaya supply chains and pulls everything else, shipments, warehouse receipt, cargo releases from our Magaya supply chain for customer visibility.
Nice. That's fantastic. Thank you, Gus, for handling that one. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of our webinar. Thank you all so very much for attending. We always love to see everyone show up for these. So again, thank you for your questions. We have our contact info. I also wanted to thank the people behind the scenes, which are Victoria and Jasenia, and also the people in front of the camera, so to speak, which is Allison and Gus. Thank you so much for making this webinar happen. And thank you all for coming. Till next time.